Jane is first. She's with Daniel Hoff Agency for commercials and print. She has starred in commercials for Beats by Dre, Claire All Professional, in which we found out she can sing, so just want to throw that in there. And she's even been featured in a Super Bowl commercial with Tide. That was really funny, I saw that. And she shoots loads of beauty, of course. Yes, look at that face.
Oh my god.
From Sephora to Dose of Color, she is so damn stunning. Even her hands are represented. So, Miss Joy, thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me. You did your research.
I did. That's number one for interviewers. I learned is to know your shit. And what are we drinking?
We're drinking a Cabernet Sauvignon. And it's from the year 2018. It says vintage. I didn't know that's vintage.
That's not vintage.
But I'm here for it. 13.5% alcohol.
That's pretty high.
So it seems strong. Like it'll be lit.
And next we've got Aly Alvarado.
Hello.
Hi, Aly.
Hi.
She's with LA Models and she's an LA native who's been killing the game for 3 years. She has worked with countless beauty brands. She went to Korea with Samsung, and she's done other amazing work with Boohoo, Adidas, and the Queen's line, Ivy Park. Yes. She has incredible hair. That's not my opinion, that's just a fact. Just want to point that out. And she's back and forth from Chicago all the time, so I'm really glad you could be here with us for this time. Thanks for coming. And can you tell us about what we're drinking on your side?
Yes. This is a Merlot. It's called Quail Oak. I've never had it, but I'm excited. And it's 12.5%. So, okay. Not bad.
All right. Last but not least, Miss Taylor Tran is in the building. Taylor can do it all. She can model, she can dance, she can sing. Can I get a yes, queen?
Yeah.
Yes, queen. She's with No Ties, and after a few years of doing work all over Asia for Sephora, Lexus, and Shiseido? Yeah. Gotta get that pronunciation. She returned to the US and she's been killing it with iconic shoots from Claire's, For Love and Lemon, Nude Magazine, etc., etc. She is an amazing soul. She loves Jesus, her family, and TikTok.
Wow, so true.
Taylor Tran.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, love.
Yes, for Jesus.
What are you sipping?
Let's find out because I did not even check at the
We're
beginning.
on this.
But what is it called? Beringer?
Beringer? I have no idea.
We don't know, but founders say it's a Pinot. I'm not a wine person.
Pinot Noir.
Thank you.
She's new to the wine
I'm
community.
new to the wine
so-
game. I'm Asian, so we don't
Yeah,
do
she
that.
informed me about this Asian trait.
Yeah, so I guess Asians lack an
Genetic.
enzyme in their blood, which makes it a little bit difficult to process, and so we just get massive headaches.
Is it like the grapes or is it like tannins?
I think it's grapes because we
Okay.
can drink like rice wines and stuff.
Oh.
But,
That's so interesting.
Is that what sake is?
Sake. Yeah,
Is
I like
that-
sake.
okay.
But I'm drinking it. I'll be all right.
Or
you
drinking
know, with
it.
like a glass or two. Percentage is found at the bottom here. 13.9% by volume.
Ooh, okay. Getting a little drunk on the third one. Finish
I
strong.
might try that one instead.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Joy's wine, which is the Smoking Loon. And I'll just pour everybody up a little sippy sip. Just a little taste so we don't get too drunk.
Why not? I'm just
Winky
kidding.
wink. Yeah, exactly. Thank love.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. That's good.
Oh. Sometimes I get a little heavy-handed. Cool. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Of
you.
course. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Oh, am I supposed to hold it? Is that the proper?
Girl, you do you. You hold it however.
Depends on how sober you are. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like later.
You start like this, but you end like
Literally double crying into it.
it's good. It's light.
Do we like it?
Yeah.
So this one's a cab. I usually really like cabs. I feel like cab's like the most general red wine. Taylor, you're silent over there.
What?
You're silent. I couldn't tell if you liked
I
it.
was tasting it. I like
Okay.
that it's like slightly sweet, but it's not like sugar, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's also like not gonna kill you with the thickness.
With the exactly. I don't like sweet wines. I don't get any sweet wines. 'Cause that's not my.
I like a little sweetness, but
You
not
do.
too much. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Zinfandel.
Yes.
Okay.
This is good.
It's good balance.
Okay, so if you couldn't tell by the beautiful array of diversity representation, that we have here. Our topic is diversity. We have 3 models here, 4, I guess, included. And we are talking about modeling specifically, but not limited to, with diversity. So I just want to open up the conversation in general to why diversity is important to you and what diversity like means to you, like why it's important for you to see yourself represented in media. Joy?
Well, years ago, like almost a decade ago when I first started, I started modeling. One, it seemed like it was fun because I actually tried like runway and I was like, oh. And then 2, when I actually tried to look and pay attention to the industry and where I could fit in, I realized there weren't any girls that looked like me at the time.
Right.
And back in those days, like shortly after I graduated, so like around like 2011-ish.
Yeah.
And back then there was like barely any African American models with like natural hair.
For
And now it's
sure.
like all over, so I'm
For
like
sure.
glad. But like the only people who were really doing it was like American Apparel. They had like
That's so true.
the girls with like the curly hair. And I
They
was
had
just
like
oh.
really unique looks and like different body
Yeah.
like body shapes too.
For
American Apparel's been
sure.
doing that for a while.
Yeah, they definitely were like pioneers in that regard. So
Yeah.
in many different facets. So, but yeah, that was like a huge driving force for me, and I was like, I cannot stop until I see more women like me with like thick lips and big noses.
That's
and,
right.
You know, and now I'm like older, and I'm like, oh, it's so cool to see. Like,
Yeah.
I'm proud
For sure.
of how far everyone has come.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
What about you
Yeah,
guys?
for
What
sure.
do you feel like there's a reason? Like, why is it so important that everybody is represented, every kind of look is represented?
Yeah, I feel like, like growing up, we would see like those models on like Hollister and like Aeropostale, and like you wouldn't like really see yourself there.
Yeah.
But you would still shop. You would
Right,
still like
right.
be a consumer. So I feel like it's so important for us to like be represented everywhere because we are the consumer. And
That's
there's
so
many
true,
consumers
yeah.
that, you know, seeing
You
yourself.
deserve
if
to
you,
be,
yeah, if
you
you
know.
see yourself like in Sephora or somewhere, you're like, you know, someone that looks like you. You're
Exactly.
like, oh, that looks good on her. Like, it look good
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
skin tone. Like, so
Sure.
I feel like, now like the industry has shifted so much. but,
Definitely.
yeah, the way I got into modeling was through like an acting teacher who told me like, oh, you should model, and I didn't, you know, I would see models, like the typical models, and I was like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not this, you know, I don't look like that or something.
You like shut yourself down. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
before
And
you
then-
even try.
Exactly. And then I just like went to an agency and they like signed me right away, and it was Filipino Chicago, and I was like, wow.
Yes.
Like,
Super surprised. Yeah,
I was
props.
so
That's awesome.
surprised. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a fun journey, and
That's good.
I'm glad to see more girls. and more
Representation and all.
diversity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm glad that there can be girls like each and every one of us
Yeah.
getting jobs now and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly.
I feel like Taylor, like specifically with Asian representation, like has always been lacking in like media.
I was
in
thinking
general.
that when you guys were talking, because I was like, dang, like it's so true. I am so glad to see so much like diversity and like ethnically ambiguous,
Yeah.
as they call it.
That's like the trend now.
coming up.
So
Yeah.
good.
Which kind of works for me because I'm half Asian, and so a lot of the time people can't really tell like what I
Right.
am. I'll pass sometimes for Hispanic things and stuff like that.
What's the other half, if you don't mind me?
Yeah, I'm
asking?
half white, half Chinese.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you can't tell.
Yeah,
what
people
I
don't
thought
know.
as
They're
well.
like
It's
completely
everyone-
ambiguous. They'll say that, and I'm like, yes, that.
It's like a good.
Yeah,
That's
like
like
Latino.
the.
It's like
good
a good
trait to
thing
have for both
right
Americans.
now. It's like the trending thing right now. I
It's
feel like.
absolutely a trend for sure.
But I still feel like a lot of the time it does stand out to me when I see like an Asian woman or maybe somebody who might be like mixed Asian in like places like malls and public places and stuff like that. I worked over in Asia for a little while, and so you'd see half Asian and Asian like everywhere. You actually wouldn't see a lot of it. It was very rare to see like a
really?
white model
Oh, really?
even, or like depending on where you go, or a black model, or you know. But yeah, I mean,
But here it's still very slim, I would say.
yeah, it is
for-
kind of slim. I feel like Asians have their own like, their you know, what is it? What's that movie?
Little-
The Asian Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They have their own
So it's
little-
like
so good,
there's little bits here and there, but it's not the main focus. I
like a
think that
typecast type
yeah,
thing.
I think that like the more like they're gearing more towards like Hispanic and Black and
Yeah.
yeah.
For diversity. Like,
Yeah,
I think that's the
diversity-wise.
thing is like diversity can be very narrow. Like you can say like, okay, diversity is Black, white, Mexican, Asian, or you can say diversity is like, you know, different hair types, different skin types, different body types, like, and we need to open that up for like everything representation and not just you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like,
Yeah.
I know we've talked about, like, you were looking for, like, the plus size, and I'm like, you're not a plus size model, like,
Yeah.
in any situation, you know, but.
Yeah, and actually even, it's really baffling to me that I have to, but that when I look for an agency, like, outside of, like, California,
Yeah.
I have to look for, like, a curve division or plus size division.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a size 8.
Right.
I don't consider myself, like, in that category, and yet they place me there. There's,
Yeah.
like, literally no...
But in
like,
LA, it's
division
not, you don't
for-
think that's not the case here?
There's one agency in California that I know of that represents girls in my, like, size.
On the same board
Yes.
as girls of.
And I can actually count on my fingers how many agencies in the world that I've done research that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that I think is like a new, like, thing. Yeah, I hope that people can, like, you know, discover that there's, like, beauty in that size
I
too.
think we
like,
all need to give props to Rihanna because she
Yes.
literally
Yes.
changed the game.
Savage.
Thanks, Ree.
Yes, for
She
sure.
savage Fenty and Fenty
She's
Beauty when
love it.
it was like basically last year, whatever, when she released all those shades, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, the whole market changed. Everyone's like, okay, now we have to release 50 new shades, and like that's when it started getting better to like have different types of skin color and stuff.
Right.
Like I know I book jobs just because of I fit a certain shade of their
Yeah.
like thing, you know, like. But that makes me wonder too, like, do you ever feel like a token, like when you go there and you're like, you literally only hired me because I'm black or because I'm Mexican or because I'm Asian, like,
Yeah.
what's,
I mean, you
know?
can't always, like, I'm like, I'm not going to complain because it's, like, work and that's cool.
Exactly.
But for sure, you do feel that way sometimes. Like, you can tell. And I love that in a way because it's, like, they are trying to be, like, they're, you know, showing to the consumers, like, the
Right.
inclusivity of, like, things changing. But, yeah, when you're on set, you're like, oh, hey, token
You're like,
time.
I know I'm just here, like, because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I
Repping.
appreciate the job either way,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Don't mind
exactly.
representing.
And it's kind of interesting. Like I've been in commercials where they'll have like a few white people, one Asian or Hispanic, and then me.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to represent like
all of the
different.
black community.
And I'm like, okay, so I don't know. It's a bit problematic.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the job, like
Yeah.
you said, but I don't know.
You almost feel like a pressure to, like, represent for your whole race, where
Yeah.
you're like,
I mean, I do
she's like, I don't.
I mean, I feel like it's more so like on them, pressure on them, because I feel like there should be like a darker toned model and
Yeah,
like a lighter
yeah.
one. Because I feel like I'm somewhere in between. But I don't know. I just take the moment to just be as proud as I can be and think about
Of
the
opportunity,
confidence
yeah.
that people have instilled in me. You know,
For sure.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I feel like that comes with a challenge, but it's like, in general, it's just great to see yourself, like you said. You're like, at least
Yeah.
I'm out here, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, dang, okay,
Doing the
at
damn
least
thing.
somebody's getting the job. It's me.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the second wine, shall we? You want to finish this?
Okay.
You want to finish this wine for me? Since I'm going to be trying the other ones, I'm just a little bit afraid that I'm
Girl, yeah, I'm like, on to the Merlot. This is Quail Oak, and we'll get to pouring.
I've never tried that. I think the name is
Merlot.
interesting. No,
Or
I've tried
Quail.
Merlot, but this brand.
It is an interesting brand. I don't even know how I choose. Thank you so much. I don't know how I choose or chose these. I just was like,
I like that it's purple.
They're cute.
yeah, there was a bit. So more specifically, when it comes to diversity, like with the idea of like diversifying your modeling, your models or your team, you also have to diversify the rest of your team. For instance, like hair and makeup, because I know, for instance, for my own personal experience, I've definitely struggled with people not knowing how to do my hair, not knowing, or like mismatching my skin color or something like that. I would say hair is more like all the time I struggle with people not knowing what to do with my hair. You guys, I don't know if you struggle with that as much.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, my hair likes to be very flat, so don't get really annoyed that it doesn't curl. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know, it's fine.
She's like, I don't know, yeah.
And you guys are like, I'll have
Your
the
natural
other.
hair texture. Exactly. The other, for us, it's
other-
like they don't know. They just let it.
Yeah.
They're just
Do
like,
what it
oh,
does.
Can you? Yeah. Can you do your hair? You
Yeah.
wanna do it?
You pretty much do your own
I
hair.
wish they would do that with me.
What? No, sometimes I just want to like wake up, especially those early call times, like at like 5 or 6.
Yes.
Oh, you're
And
just
I'm
gonna
like,
wake up and go.
Yeah.
And then
And then, I mean, I used to have like a huge fro, so now it's like whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I just want to
But
show up and be
shorter
taken
hair
care of.
can be harder.
In Asia, they don't have a lot of regulations on like how to do hair, or like getting like a license or anything like that. So they'll go and learn on YouTube, and then they think, oh, that applies to everything. Suddenly I'm like a hairstylist, and then I would go and they'd be burning my hair.
Oh my
I finally had to
gosh.
have my agency. Yeah, I had my agency like write a little note for me in their language in Thai when I was in Thailand, and then they were like reading it off to me because they'll keep burning my hair, and like it gets so bad.
I mean, I know a lot of models have had ruined hair because they'll just like do what it doesn't naturally do.
I have a story.
Tell a story.
Can I say? Well, I won't say who it was, but a very famous like hairstylist. I guess. Yeah. I did one of his shows, and I had extensions put in that day, and they were like, okay, like you can keep them. And I was like, I can't keep them. They were down to like, well, no.
I'm like, Jesus.
No, literally, okay, not down to my waist.
Yeah.
But they were like so long, and it was all like straight, long hair. And after the shoot, they were like, okay, bye. I was like, no, I can't. I have like castings tomorrow. I can't go home with this long
extensions.
They were glued to my hair, to my head.
Oh,
they were like,
yeah, that happened to me one time.
Yeah, and they were like, they were trying to take them off. There was glue stuck in my head for like a week. I had to like literally brush my hair. My aunt helped me out. Thank you. I had to like brush it out because it was like glue all over my head. Like,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's my point though. Is like people need to have knowledge of different types of hair, like what you're doing and things like that. Like, you know, you can't just expect them to do their own hair. Like you said, like if everybody else is getting their hair and makeup done, I want my hair and makeup done. And sometimes I don't even know how to do my hair, to be honest. Like, I know what it does basically, but then they're like, oh, can you throw it up? And I'm like, sure, I can do like this one move, and they're like, what else can you do? It's like, I don't know, what else can you do?
Yeah,
you know,
like you're stylist.
Yeah,
I feel like we really need to like speak up and be like, hi, there's like me, like there's glue stuck to my head.
Yeah, there's something in here.
You put it there, you need to get rid of it.
I know sometimes like it feels a little bit intimidating for me to like speak up. And
same.
All the time.
Yeah, because it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, are they going to tell my agency, and will they put less work
or
on
do
me,
they think I know better or something?
Yeah,
like
I don't want to come off cocky or anything. Now I'm a little bit more comfortable.
Because I'm gonna drop popcorn.
But
so much of like I feel like modeling too is like you're kind of networking. You just want to be a nice person, and so like you're presenting yourself at the same time you're super consciously aware of like how you look. But you don't want to be like that person that's hard to work with.
Right, exactly.
But I don't think that's hard to work with. That's like expected.
I appreciate like makeup artists or hairstylists. It's more hairstylists for me specifically, but like who will admit to me like, I don't really know what I'm doing. What do you like? Totally. I pulled out my pick and they were like, what is this contraption you use? Like, she started like flicking at my hair. I'm like, no, lady, this is how you do it. And like, I swear, people stare when I pick out my fro. They're like, wow, this magic. And it's like, just learn these extra tools, learn these extra products. Like, because you should care about more than just like having the face there, but actually being able to like make the model feel like she is wanted there on set and like being celebrated. It
has a say.
I think it comes from like the hairstylist and the model like to like communicate and be like, okay, this is how I do my hair, and like I'll teach you or like I'll show you,
just more openness.
And it's not like, oh, I know how to do this, and then they like hurt you or something.
Yeah, because that's what we're all trying to avoid.
Yeah. All the time.
So we were talking also about like how the industry has changed so much since 10 years ago when we like were growing up or whatever. I never for one saw myself as a model at all in general, because I was like, I didn't get cute till I was like a high school senior anyway. But in general, like you said, I didn't see people like me represented or whatever. And like over the years, it's really changed. And I feel like what were those major like moments that did it? Like Rihanna for sure.
For sure. That's like a recent one.
But I feel like there might have been other situations that caused that shift, like Instagram maybe.
Or the internet. The internet's accelerated a lot. A lot of people's like knowledge and accessibility to different things and different perspectives. So I think that's really what has helped. Especially like models, like they would go online and just be like, yo, like my skin tone is different from the foundation.
Exactly.
Call people out.
Customer feedback.
A lot of reviews on YouTube and all that. Like people are like, what?
Even aside from like ethnic diversity, I feel like there's just so much like even like body diversity and like diversity in all ways right now is such it's coming up, like it's going out there. But like even like I feel like back in 2016 there was this heaviness of like you gotta be fit, you gotta be hustling, you gotta like, you know, just be doing all those things, which is great to some degree, but I feel like then it's like, oh, my life doesn't look like this, and you start to compare yourself, then I think that actually, people probably got burnt out, because you can't sustain a life like that.
Yeah.
There's no longevity in that.
Exactly.
Like, after a while, I think they're like, you know what, no, like, I'm gonna start doing my own thing, and that spoke to every single human, because people, at the end of the day, are human.
Yeah,
people,
they figured out that it's more...
And, like, we don't all want to be living a life like, oh, it looks great online and stuff, but we're stressed. You can't sustain that,
Exactly.
You know? So I think that that's really cool. That's, like, a huge, like, reason why things are changing.
Like, being real, like, people's real personality, people's real authentic selves is, like, now what people want to see and what people want to market. Did you guys hear the Victoria's Secret fashion show was canceled?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy. I wasn't even checking for their show.
No, you weren't?
I wasn't. When I heard it was, like, in January, I was like, oh, yeah, it didn't air.
Like, oh, yeah. I forgot when it was supposed to come out. I mean, I used to love watching those shows, personally.
I mean, same.
Yeah, but I never thought I was going to be on it. Like, I never saw myself, or I thought if I was going to be on it, I would have to wear, like a weave or something like that. Like, they didn't really have, like, curly-haired girls or,
Until, like, recent years. Right?
Yeah, I think recently they had, like, a couple curly-haired type girls, but
not, like, body.
Yeah, no bodies, no whatever, and then...
And no shade to those models, like,
For sure, you guys...
amazing and gorgeous.
Everybody.
We admire you, we love you, but...
It's inclusivity.
Inclusivity.
That's all.
Because, like, Rihanna's show.
Exactly.
Hello.
Rihanna's show was
It could
fire.
be also, like, young and old.
Yeah.
Transgender, whatever. Like,
that's the
size,
thing, is
like,
diversity is so much more wide. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to like look at, like, oh shit, she looks bomb, like what, like, you know, like everybody. Sorry.
That works on. No, of course.
Oh, okay.
This is my show. I forgot to introduce the segment. I'm like just realizing that.
You can always do that.
We drink wine and talk about shit. That's the segment.
That's what we're doing here.
So yeah, we do cuss, basically.
Yes,
what did you think of the second wine?
I personally thought it tasted the same, but that's just because I don't drink wine.
You drank all of it though, so you liked it.
So you liked it?
I did. I decided, I was like, we're going for it.
Like, I mean, come on, it's the weekend.
Right.
That I actually kind of liked the first one a little bit better.
Me too, personally. I do.
Okay.
I like Merlot.
You like Merlot? Do you like the bitter taste more? Or less sweet?
I just feel like that one was like way too like that. This one had more like volume. I don't know, like more.
This
like,
one did
was a
taste
little
very,
more. What is it like? Not flat.
palatable. She's like,
I'm over here like,
I know.
it's just like one of those
Right,
cooking shows.
I
you know,
bet
where
to
they're
wine
like the
traditional,
texture.
but I don't know.
No, see, this isn't
but
one
I
of
get you.
those. Yes, we'll do the third wine now. So now we're doing the Beringer. This is another Pinot Noir. So, wait. Oh no, we haven't tried a Pinot Noir yet. We tried Cap, we tried Merlot, and now we got the
Oh,
Pinot.
there are differences.
You see, the color is a bit different for this one.
Yikes.
This one is more red looking, not so purpley, if you notice.
You always stress me out when you pour it. I feel like you're gonna drop it.
I stress myself out too. That's why, like, yeah, no. Same girl. Same girl, same.
So
Okay, that was like a full glass for everyone. I just noticed.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not a
like,
sip.
we just had
Taste testing?
a glass.
It's the third
So
one.
things are
It's
about to get real
It's
now.
the final
Feel it.
one.
Do you guys feel it?
I feel it,
A little
Mr.
bit.
Krabs. You know that. Right? It's 13%. It's pretty strong. Okay. So let's sip. Let's see what we think of the Pinot Noir.
To the last
Ooh.
Do
glass.
you see a difference? I
Yes.
smell a difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no better,
Cheers.
like, I have no way to describe this.
No way to
No way to
describe
describe
it.
it.
I was literally, if you want to honestly know how I was thinking, like, this literally tastes purpler, but I mean, purple doesn't have a taste, but it does.
It does. Today it does.
But it's not. It's more red than purple.
It's like
I think
deep
this one tastes
taste.
purple also because the bottle's purple. This one is almost
I can't
reminding me
describe
of
it in actual
sparkle.
taste.
I like it.
Sparkles?
Like a carbon. No, I'm tripping. I thought it was like a slight
It
carbonation.
feels a little like lighter. Like I get where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
maybe
it's
that's
like
what I feel.
light, sort of light, and then like a little like.
I just think it tastes purple.
I like that. We'll accept purple. Okay, so with the modeling industry going in the way that it's going now, what do you foresee? Like, do you think we're gonna have all kinds of people, or do you think eventually people will be like, okay, we can't include everyone?
I mean, why not? Like,
Why not?
I I think there's like this amazing model. Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. She's
she
paraplegic. She was like in an official like Sephora brand campaign, but she's in a wheelchair. And anyways, she's amazing. And I was just like, wow, like I did not know, and it just made me feel like, wow, there's like a whole market of, or not even market. There's just a whole bunch of people that can aspire to be like her. And
it's almost ignorant of me because I literally did not even like I said, when you think of diversity, it's such a wide thing because I'm like, I think of race, I think of like body type, but I don't even think of like abilities and like you know, like all kinds of stuff,
like
age, like
exactly. But that is amazing. Like, why can't we see all kinds of people being represented? Why should we limit like
picture perfect?
Right. Like, why is that the one standard of beauty? You know.
It's kind of interesting because I feel like there's almost a slightly less work for me now that more people are included, but I'm like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, if people are gonna feel better about themselves and not like down on themselves, like whatever, like let's go.
It's also too like largely about like attention, you know, like where attention goes, there's gonna be that's where, you know, a lot of time like money and stuff will come from. And so if you can find, you know, your niche or your thing that makes you you and you're posting about it and, you know, getting in front of the right people, a lot of the time attention, like, I mean, there's people that are not model standard according to certain agencies that will say like, you know, agencies will be like, oh, you have to be a certain height, you have to, you know, your measurements have to be like this, and like, thank goodness that's changing. But a lot of the time it's like, oh, you have 300 something plus, or followers, 300 something plus 1,000 plus whatever followers.
You got a lot.
And it's like, oh, cool, like then they're interested in you. So,
well, that's my other thing is
capitalizing
like
on your like thing.
On your what you have to offer. Basically. But that's my other a part of me that like not worries. Because again, I'm happy if everyone's being celebrated too, but like that wonders, like, you know, could one day like the whole idea of that agencies and like whatever just go away and we would literally just hire anyone from Instagram, you know, like people would go into the deepest of dives to find the most uniques of like, you know, like people who they've never seen before and put them on, you know, like one day like pretty will be out. And it'll just be like weird or be like unique, you know? Do you feel like that's ever gonna happen, or do you think like beauty is like always gonna be?
I feel like beauty will kind of always be a thing just because naturally people gravitate towards it. But I am glad like I think it's in London, there's an agency called Anti-Agency or something like that, where they sign a lot of just different looking people that stand out specifically because they have something that's so like unique about them. Like really like wide eyes or like, you know, spread apart teeth and whatever.
Well, most people would consider flaws.
And they're like no, like we're shining a light on that. I think that's so cool.
That is awesome.
I feel like I'm glad that I don't know if it'll necessarily be buried under all of that stuff coming up. I feel like it's cool though that like the other stuff, the different stuff that was like less accepted is now being raised. I just hope that it's also not like the trending thing of the moment. You know? I don't think it will be.
I hope it's not a trend.
I
don't think it will.
But it almost feels like it.
But I feel with like Rihanna and like so many like big influence people out there who are like shining light on this, I don't think it'll like die down or anything. I feel like it's kind of hard to go back. It'll always be like, hopefully, I hope so.
Hopefully.
Because, you know, I mean, I don't know. Just like with our world now, you feel like we're going somewhere and then it's like, oh, wait, what's happening? And we like go back.
5 steps forward, 2 steps back for sure. Or
I saw like a billboard, a Sephora billboard, and it was like this like older, like more mature woman and like a younger girl, like in a billboard though. And I was like, that's amazing. Like,
I haven't seen that.
Like mom, you can like be out there if you want.
I know.
Like, isn't that so cool?
It is.
Oh my gosh,
And like there's people who like dream of like shooting and doing, you know, makeup and they look good.
But they know they'll never, or they think they'll never be able to.
Or they feel like they're too old for it. Like, no, like everyone is welcome.
I'm sure you guys have had plenty of people like come up to you or like, and they find out you're a model and they're like, oh, I wish I could do that, but like this. And I'm like, I almost want, like, pretty much everyone, I'm like, dude, you could.
You really
Why
could.
not? Like,
you
know,
could. Just like start. Just
put yourself out there. Like someone will hire you, you know, especially like brands like Adidas and like, well, that's really the first one I can think of right now. But like Savage Fenty, whatever. Like,
even if they're like
they really
smaller.
want all kinds of people and body types and, you know.
For sure.
Like
shout outs to No Sesso. They're amazing. I love all the different types of models that they cast. Y'all
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we like, you know, we like to see all, because I feel like we haven't, besides the few cases that we've seen of like different body types and stuff, like on runways and stuff like that, there's no, and that's the mass, like that's like where trends are being set, is like during the shows and during like those big campaigns, and we're still not seeing diversity there, like, and that's where that shit matters. So it's like, it may be a trend kind of right now, but I don't want it to die down. I want it to like become just like a standard in the industry. Like you have to have.
I think it will.
Yeah.
I can't wait till like one of the like upper echelon like fashion brands really just does it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
you know,
waiting. They're like creeping into it,
right?
The territory.
They're trying to find out.
Yeah, like I keep tabs on like the fashion weeks every year.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're kind of getting it, but
slowly
just,
diversifying.
Ooh,
Yeah, there's
I
certain
can't wait.
Yeah. In a way too, even like I kind of have, I mean, I know that there were things to prompt it, but it's like kind of like respect for Victoria's Secret for actually being like, you know, this is a show that brings in a lot of money,
That's
it brings in a
true.
lot of stuff, but we're gonna step back and like actually address this because there'd be a lot of people pissed off.
Exactly.
That's true.
If they
it's
don't.
gonna stop working. Like
Okay.
they're like, it's not working anymore. Like,
Yeah.
That's a good point, because I didn't think about it like that. I just thought about it like, they're like, oh, we're not gonna make any money. Let's just not do it anyway. But it is probably like, you know, we need to make a change. Like we need to step up our game.
I feel like every person in their hearts of hearts like knows that there needs to be a change.
Yeah.
But are they coming back? Like,
Yeah.
I hope
But
so.
I think we're back because we love Victoria's Secret.
Back.
Did you guys remember what happened with Nikita Draga? I think it was like in 2018 or something. They were like talking about how like transgendered women can't serve like a fantasy, and she like made her own like campaign on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. Like
That's
she
dope.
did like her own Victoria's Secret commercial, and she was like, "Honey, I can be the fantasy." I was like, "Oh."
Well, finally, I just want to ask you guys, like, do you have any tips for just shaking labels and just like being who you are and just like owning that and not caring so much about being a token or being this one label?
Yeah.
My advice is, I know it sounds so cliche, but don't listen to what they say. I've had some fucked up things said to me by professionals, people who run the shit. And
That's so
about
crazy.
something that I can't change about my body and not going to change.
Right.
And I just felt like God, the universe created me. I'm natural, I am me, so I have a place. I take up space and I deserve where, like, you know,
Yeah,
I deserve
for
to
sure.
have like what I need to do in this world.
What you have is what you have to offer, and no one else can offer
Yes.
that.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's a gift.
So, like, if you know that you're here for a purpose, if you feel like when you're alone, like, you think about it all the time and, like, it excites you, it's a reason. So,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
1000%.
it doesn't matter.
Don't
Just
let
keep going.
whatever people else are saying
Yes.
affect you.
Yes.
That's damn right. And that's that on that. Right.
I had so many good thoughts during that, and I'm like
I
trying to
know,
like,
she's
push back. I'm like, yes, I like don't even know where to begin.
I mean, just in general, I think when, like, it's kind of hard to, when you, especially in modeling, if you are in modeling, you compare yourself and you're like, you know,
Yes.
Yeah.
how can I make myself different? How can I make myself, like, you know, more sellable? And it's like,
Yeah, sometimes I feel like in LA, I've noticed about that too, is like when you are trying, that almost makes you sort of the same in a way.
Exactly.
When you're trying really hard to like capitalize on making yourself different. Like there's little, you know, things here and there you can do. But I notice sometimes like I'll literally be shooting and I'll be trying really hard to give off a certain energy, you know, based on the shoot or whatever it is that we're doing. And then I'm like, let me just like relax for a second and like I'm gonna just be here and I'm just gonna move how I move. And then I like those so much more, and they stand out simply because you and your energy and who you are as a person is different than every other person on this planet for some reason. It's just like that. You don't have to try all the time. Definitely put in, you know, your efforts and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's like just like knowing that you can be confident as you are. And rather than like, what do I need? What do I lack? Like having a perspective of I'm not lacking in anything. Actually, the only thing I'm lacking is confidence in exactly everything that's already been given to me.
so true.
And then being like, I'm gonna come as I am, be
Yeah.
like comfortable. Every person, like you don't have to be model standard. You don't have to be, you know, the stick thin like measurements or, you know, height, this and that. Like I feel like, you know, just know who you are as a person. The rest will come. and like
Yes.
yeah, be cool with like how you are.
Just discover you
Yeah.
first, like
Yeah.
before you try to.
Yeah, and don't
Push
even
the
worry about like
limits.
the other people. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's so much easier said than done, by the way.
No,
But,
for
like,
sure, it's
oh,
a
yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
Like self-love is
Yeah.
a journey.
For sure.
It's not
I
something
say
you
all
just
this. I
achieve.
don't do. I only say this because it's stuff that I have to like constantly
Exactly.
reminding myself. So. But
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Yeah, I would say don't try to please anybody ever. Like that's really hard, and it's not an easy career. I would say or job or anything.
Trying to fit something else.
Yeah, don't try to. It's you always. I feel like everyone's desire is to like fit in and be loved and all this, but like sometimes you just gotta like be who you are, stand out, and yeah, don't try to please anybody. If you have a dream and you're gonna fail. We've all failed, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
I've had times where I'm like, fuck this, whatever.
I know. It's just like, I'm
Just
quitting.
bye.
Same. Same.
Bye, Instagram.
Yesterday.
Right. Like, I had a meltdown, like, fuck Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yes.
just, if you have a dream, if you really want something, just work hard for it. And it's, once people see you, like, they're going to feel like, okay, I can do it too. So
Damn
that's
straight.
that's why I feel like it's important that everyone's included and represented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself, bro.
Even if you don't have, I just want to say this too.
Same.
Even if you don't have like a large following on Instagram, you are an influencer. You have people in your circle,
In
you have
your
people
life.
in your sphere of life, wherever you walk that you influence. And so rather than looking at like the numbers and like the metrics and stuff, it's like how am I affecting the one person? Like how am I affecting, the people
Somebody.
around me?
And whether you have a lot or you don't have that many, it's okay.
Live your life, basically. That's what it is. Okay, finally, do you guys want to refill your glasses with your favorite wine while we play this
Oh my
game?
God,
Yeah.
Merlot.
We got one
Okay.
last. We got a little game.
I'm gonna try
It's
this.
very
I'm so glad I
simple.
picked this one because it's my favorite one.
Do you like that one?
What's
Yeah.
the
Merlot.
alcohol content on this one?
This one is the less. I think this
Are you
one's the
going
less
with that
lowest.
one?
I'm going for the
The
lowest
last
just
one?
because
Yeah.
Why do you put this
That's
one?
the last one.
jeans.
No, that's the highest one. That's why you like that
Oh,
one.
oh wow. Oh, okay.
No,
You
that
want
hers
this
is
one?
the
Oh,
lowest.
okay.
That
You
one.
want this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the last one, even though it's like the flavor.
Very
Babe,
good.
get a little close up of her.
Oh, this is from
pouring it.
California. Oh, my
I
gosh.
think these are all California wines.
Oh,
I tried to
okay.
find something else, but they were all.
Shout out
No,
to Kat.
I mean Cali. Yes.
She's got insured
There we go.
hands, so she's.
I like this.
Maybe we should pay her for this.
Oh my god, I
Shit.
love that you
Can
have.
someone close this?
Someone take care of her hands.
These are $1 million hands.
Okay, real quick, we got time for one last game. We're just gonna play a quick game of Would You Rather.
Ooh.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
these are horrible modeling situations, so you know that you're gonna
Came
have
up
to.
with most of them.
Yeah, we came. So, would you rather have no food or snacks on set or no water?
No food or snacks.
Oh my god. No water. Because I get hungry really.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like I could bring my water. Like
Low key, there's always a 7-Eleven somewhere too. So.
Damn straight. She's like,
Or
you guys
somewhere
know.
with some
I straight up
Yeah.
don't drink water all day,
On
and then
set.
suddenly I realize I'm thirsty and dying, and then I have water, so I need my
Chunks it.
snacks.
yeah,
So,
snacks.
So yeah.
I think snacks
Snacks.
keeps me focused for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
for
Okay. Would you rather have a 4:30 a.m. call time or a 10 p.m. wrap time?
10 p.m. wrap.
10 p.m. Hell no. For it.
Yo, what?
Okay, because 4:30 sounds like you can leave by like
That's what
8
you'll
a.m.
leave super early. You'll leave by
Okay.
like
You have the
almost
whole
8
day.
a.m. Maybe like 2.
No, I'm
Maybe
not-
like 1 or 2.
I'm gonna do 4:30. I'm gonna do 4:30.
I would do 4:30 too. For the record, I would do 4:30
There
a.m.
are
Yes.
two types of people in this world.
Yeah.
man.
10 p.m. 10 p.m.
I wake up at 10 p.m. Just kidding.
I know. I
Oh,
can't.
Lord.
10 p.m. is way past my bedtime.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's really funny. So, would you rather have a creepy photographer who wants to shoot you nude, or a creepy photographer who wants to be nude while he shoots you?
Oh my god, you did it.
Which one is
Oh
weirder?
my God.
The second option for
Sec-
sure.
I think so too.
You'd rather him
I
be
think-
naked?
I'm pretty okay at making people feel comfortable. I feel like so just like whatever.
She's
in
like,
the camera.
you-
That would be. It would be creepy, but not as creepy as someone.
I'm like, oh.
Wait, personal experience?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Just like it's just interesting to think about. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
I know.
No. I don't know.
I think I'd rather the other
I
person be
I
naked.
think
Yeah.
like
creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, like naked photographer.
Okay, yeah, him be naked.
I would say he's not.
Yeah.
Either way, he's a creep.
Yeah,
So-
because
Yeah,
if you
either
started to
way.
get creep with me, I'd be like, all right,
You know?
peace.
Yeah, you got your
But-
clothes on, so you could just.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even look at you. I'm just focused on the camera.
He's like,
It's
this is
all
how I.
good.
This is just how I should get my best work.
Yikes.
Hey,
Like,
okay,
I feel like,
it's
okay,
great.
no judgment, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. So.
Right.
Me.
I would.
Crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
I would leave.
Okay,
Leave.
so-
If this happens to you, leave.
Don't do that position.
This is not normal.
By the
Right?
way, we don't
This
recommend.
is not normal.
Okay, would you rather have a photographer who wants to direct every single move you do, or who says absolutely nothing while he's shooting you?
Says nothing.
Really?
Whoa.
Like silent, like
Oh, I like direction. I like direction.
I do,
But
but like
too much
micromanaging.
direction.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
much can
You
get
hired
too
me
much,
for a
but-
reason.
There's gotta be
I
a
don't
certain
know.
balance between
Yeah.
like I'm putting forth my stuff and you're giving me a little direction as we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had both. I feel like
I've had both. Yeah.
I feel like I'd almost rather like there's those photographers that is like, oh, lift your shoulder a little bit more.
That's
too
what I'm
much,
saying.
too much.
That's what I'm saying. Like
You
you're
see
like,
what I mean?
move your nose, move your lips.
Right.
Okay.
Shoots
Move
at
your
one
nose.
time.
Alright, now relax. Go for
I've
it.
never
I'm
had
like,
someone tell me
no.
move your nose.
Yes. There was one photographer one time, one shoot that I did where I'm like, you guys should have just hired another model. 'Cause
Hire
they
a
would've went
mannequin.
this.
Just hire a mannequin because
Yes,
girl.
I don't know what you want.
It's too much.
That's
Okay.
how I feel.
Would you rather have horrible coffee, everything bagel breath when the makeup artist is doing your makeup and she's all up in your face and you have no gum? Or would you rather have a big pimple on your face as soon as you wake up on the day of a shoot?
Breath.
Yeah,
Breath.
for
I mean, whatever.
Because the other
I
one's gonna
won't talk.
reflect
I'll be
your
like, I'm
work.
sleepy.
This one
I'm sleeping.
You guys like, right. Let me close my eyes really quick.
I was about to say big pimple, but then people are like, honey, I have a pimple. What's going on?
Ooh, I have a pimple. I feel like
Yeah.
I'd rather have the pimple because it's like everyone has a pimple and you can edit that out.
That's
Where like
true.
bad
Yeah.
breath, it's like girl.
Some photographers won't though. They like to
True.
be the
Fine.
ones.
True.
I'm all up in
true.
your face, like
Yeah.
customers, you know.
Actually, yeah.
But-
okay, I see.
It could go either way.
Bad breath. I feel like I could always just be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
let me
like,
just
true.
apologize.
I've had
real
the
fast.
onion bagel for
Have you done that?
Apologize
I
for
know I've had
breath.
like coffee
I
breath
think
or
I have.
something.
I've definitely apologized for coffee
You know?
breath, for sure.
It's like super strong, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because they're like so close to you, and I'm just
Yeah.
like trying to talk and be nice, but then I'm like,
Yes. Or like after lunch
Right.
when they go to touch you, after lunch when they try to touch your face up, and you're like,
exactly.
I'm so sorry, but
You're
they
like,
right.
I still smell like lunch,
Oh.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, and then would you rather have a 2-hour drive to a
12.
shoot just for them to not use you? Or would you rather show up at 7 a.m., but then your first shot is until 3 p.m.?
Oh,
I would rather show up at 7 a.m. and then my first shot is at 3 p.m.
Same.
I'll get paid.
You get paid either way. They give you a fee if they don't use you. They
But
give
I'll
you
probably
like a,
get paid more if they use
I mean,
me.
I'm always like, if I have the day to myself anyway, I'll be on my phone or like writing or doing something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. I get to like
Busy.
hurry and wait, like just chill.
okay.
and
So
I'm
you'd rather
alive
be
and
there at
around.
7 and wait
Me
till
too.
3.
Yeah, I'd make TikTok.
She's like,
Girl.
that time is money, baby.
Well, I mean, actually, you know what? Actually, because I do, it's not just about getting paid. So yeah, I would show up at 7. I was about to say the 2-hour drive and still, because you get
2-hour
the
drive, you
cancellation
know?
fee and stuff
You get the
too.
cancellation
But
fee.
Yeah.
yeah, I
you
still
want
want
to be
on
you
there.
want to yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
okay.
Uh,
I'm such a diva. I'm like, use me
like,
now.
yeah, I want to be
Oh,
here.
hi, am I next?
Would you rather have an agent who will not leave you alone, they text you every 5 minutes, or an agent who literally doesn't talk to you like every few months, you hear from them? And
Don't
like,
talk to me, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Because some agents like, oh god.
They want to talk
they
every
wanna
month.
talk.
They're like, why
They
didn't you answer
do.
your phone?
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah.
had an agent like that.
No, it's been 10
Yo, you're not my
minutes.
friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Like,
You're not homies.
You're not my mom. Come on.
I think less talking to me.
Yes.
That sounds
Yeah.
so
Talk
bad.
to me.
That
She's
sounds
like,
so
talk to me
bad.
every 2 months,
Unless
that's
I book
fine.
something.
Yeah, I
Call
mean,
me right
true.
now.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's
I get that. I do get that. It's like, because overly is just like, okay.
Because
whatever.
at the end of the day, it is work.
Yeah.
Like, why would
Yeah.
somebody be calling you all the time? Like, you
if
know,
you're
only-
not on the
Yeah,
like,
and they want to
necessary
text you and
meeting.
call you like all the time at 24/7.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, yeah, I don't know. At the same time, like you said, it is work. it like is work.
It is work.
So I also am like, talk to me, please.
But
But I'm also like, I don't know. There's balance. There's an agency one time that like got pissed at me because I was on a shoot doing something totally different, like on work. And they're getting mad at me for not responding. I'm like, I'm here doing the thing.
At the job that you hired me to do.
Yeah, and they got
mad.
mad. They legit got mad at me. So
That's what I'm saying, is they can be.
They
I think I'd rather too, like the.
Monica,
Hit me
you're
up
doing
every
great.
couple
No
months.
time.
Yeah, exactly. Hit me up every couple months.
I feel like I've had both ends of the spectrum, and I kind of like low key the one that like communicates with you more. 'Cause the more you're like engaging with them, the more they get to know you.
That's
the more
true.
that they
And
the
the
more
more
that
that
you're
you're in
in
their
there.
mind.
Yeah.
Jobs come up.
Low key and like
Tips, guys.
it's a little annoying, you know, sometimes. Not even annoying, but it's just like
A little
I
extra.
gotta like like you're on edge sometimes. Like, oh my gosh, are they about to?
I gotta respond. I gotta like,
But-
you know. Yeah.
But you're in control though. Like you can say like, okay, hey, this is a job. Like I'm not available at this time. You
Yeah.
don't have to be talking to them 24/7.
I'll
And
hit you
they'll get
back
to
when
know
I
your-
can.
Your personality
Yeah,
too
exactly.
as you go.
Yeah,
along the
they'll
way.
learn.
Yeah.
Would you rather show up to work hungover or with really bad menstrual cramps?
Menstrual cramps.
Ooh, menstrual cramps.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate my
Hungover.
cramps are so
I would
bad,
say
dude.
hungover.
Mine too.
Oh my
I would
God.
say
I just feel like people are more
Because
understanding.
then I'll be like, oh yeah, but like I'll get like a tea. Or
Oh, yeah, you're
something.
true. That's
it's
true,
not
though.
like
People will
Hungover
be
is
more
unprofessional.
understanding when it's just like, oh, like this is a natural thing that happens to me every month, rather than like, hey, I was up all night.
Drinking.
Oh my God. Have you guys? I have a big TMI.
Okay,
What?
don't worry. Edit it out.
Yeah, but no, it's happening.
I think I would rather choose hungover because I could hide the fact that I'm hungover. I wouldn't tell anyone I'm hungover.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I'm
tell them
pretty
I'm
good at
hungover. You know, I would just be like, oh, I just don't feel good. But like menstrual
must
cramps,
get
I
bad
don't want to do
menstrual
shit.
cramps.
No, I literally the
Same.
past like 4 times that I've had menstrual cramps, I like was all night,
Same.
up
Like
all night
minor
throwing up.
labor pains.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Throwing up,
I
that's
keep
amazing.
throwing up from, and it's
I
never been that
what?
bad until the past like 3 past menstrual.
I've heard about
And
people
I've been
getting
like,
that way.
yeah, all night, and I'm like,
awful,
I wake up and I'm like,
Menstrual cramps, I'm like, pop an Advil, I'm chilling. But
right,
if
she's
I,
like, pop an Advil, I'm chilling.
I'm not gonna lie.
but honestly, if I'm hungover, it's a whole
It's
different
done.
story.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I'd rather have menstrual cramps because it was the last commercial that I shot before the Christmas break,
Yeah.
like in 2019. And I hope my agent doesn't kill me, but I showed up hungover as fuck, girl. I really did.
Because after New Year's
I really did. No, it was just. Oh, I should have said the dates. It was right before the Christmas break,
Okay,
like that
okay,
Friday, and
That's
I
crazy.
showed up and I thought that I would come and like you usually work like maybe like 3 hours or
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and then they're like, all right, thank you, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, I was the last model on set. I'm talking like I was there for 14 hours,
Oh, hell
like
no.
overtime.
You were going
And
through
I
it.
was the one that was going
And she's
through it.
hungover.
And I was hung over on some coffee. Like every coffee cup was like,
Did you get
Please,
feel
I need
sick?
life.
Like,
yeah, I felt sick, but I just knew in my head like, girl,
That's
just get
so
through this
fucking
when
do
you
it.
get home.
yeah.
Like you're
That
gonna
is
be
too
okay.
much.
You're gonna be okay. Don't say shit. Like I didn't complain.
No, they
nothing.
don't have to
That's
know.
awesome.
So menstrual cramps all the way.
But if you have to
Okay.
complain, complain. I
Yeah.
complain.
Really?
She said, if you gotta
Yes.
complain,
Okay.
If I'm not feeling well, I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm not feeling
No,
good.
yeah.
Love it.
True.
I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, like, I'm
Yeah, like the
fine,
whole
my
time, just
whole-
like,
I
I
can't
know I'm a
be
puppet, but
like,
I'm also a human.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's
And people
very true.
understand. They'll be like, okay, hey, like
She's
take
not
some time
fine,
off. Like
That's true.
taking some time away from us.
She's like, give her a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Would you rather? This is fun. Would you rather never get paid from a job? I have heard that happen to some
Oh,
girls.
it
I
has
know.
happened.
They never get
No.
paid,
Oh,
or
yes.
never get booked in the first place.
Oh, I would rather get booked. I mean,
Not get
never get paid
Yeah.
because then at least you have hopefully
Photos.
the exposure of some site that could move you.
But then you
into
put in
a
all
job
that
would
work
get you
Yes,
for
that's true.
nothing. Then
That's
you put in
true.
all that work and they get to use your images for free.
Yeah.
Bitch, I dare you.
Yeah, honestly.
Hell no.
You can sue for that though. Like you can definitely take legal action.
I
for
would
sure.
think so, yeah. I don't know. I've just heard stories of other models who are like, yeah, I never got paid. My agent like just kept hitting them up and they
No.
never.
No, that's
Hold
a
on, she said
solid.
I don't.
Not over here, baby.
I'm sorry, my grandmother just came out of my soul. Like, no. Woo!
I love that. So So which one you never get booked?
I mean, what do you mean by never? Like
so
just
like
for one job?
Yeah. Like from this job, this client either never booked you in the first place, or they booked you but never paid you.
Yeah, no.
No. Just don't book me.
Because I would be like, I don't know. I've never had that. Don't book me.
But then you do get the satisfaction of being like, oh, I got the job. I got the pictures back.
Yeah.
But not all the time. Like
I never.
If you're always doing things for people and they're not paying you, like that's wrong.
You gotta
gauge if like this is a brand that you want to work with and it's going to get you the right exposure.
Yeah.
That's going to get you paid.
That's
Otherwise,
true.
like
Money. But let me know in the beginning. I don't mind. I'm not saying don't say no to free work, but hey, like
we do this.
No, this is a situation where you thought you were gonna get paid and you didn't.
Yeah.
This isn't a situation where you're like, sure, I'll work for free. It's like, you said you were gonna pay me and
model
you never
union.
did.
I would. No.
I'm fighting for it.
Model union.
If we start one,
That's
model
the
union.
next
I'm here
video.
for it. Whoever out there,
Start a model.
I'm here for it. Like seriously.
Who's with us?
Come on, it's time. The actors did it too. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, but that's a really good question though. Is why the fuck isn't there a model union?
Right. And you know, a lot of people think that like, oh, you're a model. Like, oh, life is so easy for you. No, it's not.
Oh, one of these was
it's
like,
not.
would you rather have no place to change, or like no, I don't know. But like we never have a place. I feel like there's so many shoots where they're like, can you change in my car? Can you change in like
curtain
behind
here. We'll
this
hold this
little
towel.
wall? I'll block you. Yeah, they're like, I'll stand you.
Yeah,
It's like
seriously.
Change in the bathroom. How many times have you changed
It
in the
depends.
bathroom?
Bathrooms, nasty
All the
bathrooms.
time.
Depending on the person too, like I've gotten comfortable being like, I'm gonna just strip here. It's
Literally in front of you, just don't
because
look.
it's like this is
Or
my
look.
work too.
Yeah, true. You have to be
I'm gonna pour one last little thing so we can do our final cheers.
Heck yeah, I basically still have like.
She finished hers for the cheers.
Sorry.
Do you want to pour another one?
Just a sip.
A little more?
Yeah, you did. Okay.
I thought you were saying they were
That's what I
pouring
thought.
one more time.
Well, I meant like, cause my glass was
Okay.
So I was like,
Okay.
I'll pour a little
I'll get
extra
the
one.
Merlot, obviously.
I was like,
Wait, what's that? Oh,
The cork is going away.
Sorry.
Thank you,
Okay,
glasses, guys.
ladies, it's been real.
It's been fun.
Thanks for coming. It was a good convo.
Thank you for
This
having us.
was-
Thank
This
you.
is
Oh my
really
God.
cool.
This was the first of many, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
Props to you for
Yeah.
being
Oh my God, you're
amazing. Tell us
amazing.
so well.
Amazing.
Aesthetic everywhere, like yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, props to the guy
Shout out
in Pure
to our-
Space.
Yeah,
who
one-
was
shout out
with
to our
me.
Flip the
Shout-
camera around too.
Yes,
The
exactly.
camera
Shout out to
here, showing for all our
Alec.
content.
That's
Alec.
one time. Yes.
One time, baby, one time.
Okay.
Should we also do the song? No.
I know, I was thinking about making like a little intro song, like drink wine and talk about shit.
Drink
Wine about it.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers! Let's whine about it.
I don't know. I think I should do
Wine
karaoke
about
now.
Okay, you can cut it. So good.
We
Grade
can just
A
sit here and
content.
talk about everything except politics.